There. And then you want me to share the
That would be
welcome.
wonderful. So, yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our
Hello.
our club meeting. We want to welcome everybody to the Rotary Earth Network Club um, weekly meeting, and we feature Earth Talks, and we have a wonderful one again today. So, thank you to all our members, our associates, our donors, and all our volunteers. If you haven't joined us in some capacity, feel free to. You don't have to come to these meetings. We welcome everyone. So, no pressure, you guys. We do ask that you mute your audio when you're not speaking. And feel free to turn off your camera to reduce our carbon footprint. I usually keep mine on. I'll let you guys know because I like to have some contact with the speaker. I like them to have at least one face to be looking at. So, recordings and resources will be available on the Earth Talks Foundation website, as well as the Earth Network Rotary website. And then speaker views are their own. We have to put in that disclaimer. And then also some features are limited for safety. We had a Zoom bomber once. So please contact a host if you need any help. And for our four-way test, Sebastian and Bertel are going to go ahead and do that for us.
Yeah. Is
So
it the truth? It's number one.
Is the environmental information accurate, science-based, and transparent? And then you read number two,
yep.
Sebastian.
Oh, okay, yeah. Uh, well, I can read all. Yeah. Is it fair to all concerned?
Does it protect people, ecosystems, and future generations?
Number three, will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Does it encourage collaboration, shared responsibility, and community trust?
Number four, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Does it improve environmental health, human well-being, and long-term sustainability?
Thank you so much, you two. Sebastian, thank you. Especially Sebastian is
Oh,
I am
Carrie.
so sorry. I was muted. Um,
Yeah.
Sebastian, I just wanted to say thank you specifically to Sebastian. He is new to the Rotary world. Sebastian, that is read at every meeting, Rotary meetings. At the beginning of Rotary meetings, we all recite that four-way test, and that is
Mhm.
what we kind of live
Okay.
by. So
I
thank you for
looked it
doing
up
that.
in German too, by the way. If you would like me to read it in German, I could do that too.
So maybe someday we'll get you to do that.
Okay.
Right now, let's go on to that third slide,
Thank
Lori.
you,
Thank you.
Sebastian. Yes. And so thank goodness we are from all over the world and we all have different languages. And so you can just hit the show captions at the bottom of your screen or on your phone and choose the language that you'd like to or feel most comfortable seeing to read this. And let me stop share. There we go. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Lori. Okay, we would my the project teaser is me today actually. So I am honored to be able to do this. Let me get my share button up. Let's see. Okay. Can everybody see that cleaning the Motagua River in Guatemala?
Mhm.
Look good? Thumbs up, Lori? Yes?
Thumbs up.
Good. All right, thank you. So, this has been a project that has been dear to my heart. I visited Guatemala several years ago on a trip to help out in a school down there and fell in love with the country and the people. So, Salvador and some folks from the Alliance for the Motagua River had a field trip last year down to Guatemala to do a cleanup. And I could not go. I maybe would like to be able to go this next year. We'll see. But they did a big cleanup. So you can see the before cleanup and after cleanup. So the shore there, and they just did this one area. They had a lot of people to help and they took out a lot of trash. But this is how it looks in a lot of the area of the Motagua, especially near the landfill. So, but anyway, so there's two pictures there.
Oh, Karen, you're on mute.
Why does
There
it
you
keep
are.
going? I wonder why it keeps going off.
The space bar.
Oh, the space bar. Okay, thank you. Okay, so then they did a water quality, some testing, chemical testing. So that's those four other pictures there. And then in those different three sampling areas, sampling points in the river, in front of, ahead of the landfill and near the landfill and then down below. And it's still the amount of contamination they found was horrific. And they went ahead. Let me see. Is this going to throw me off? Let me get this off screen. On this right-hand side, you can see they had a press. They did some meetings with the press and with the community. They did several meetings. And they advertised this. It got out in the press, and they are starting to really make a lot more headway now. So the press can definitely be our friend, as many of you know. So anyway, this is the project that I really is near and dear to my heart. There are other Rotary clubs that are helping. We are helping. Our club is working with Guatemala South Rotary Club in doing this, and we would like to be able to raise some money to be able to provide them with the chemical testing costs because they are very expensive for any of you that know about testing. So that is,
Karen, how many
yes.
countries does the Motagua River run
That's a
through?
good question. I was thinking it runs through Mexico, right?
No,
Honduras?
no, it
No,
goes
it doesn't.
Guatemala, I
Guatemala,
believe,
Honduras, Belize?
and Belize.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Guatemala, Honduras, and Belize. Okay. Yeah, I should have read my canned remarks instead of winging it. But anyway, so yeah, so that is a project really near and dear to my heart. We are eventually going to hear about the Tijuana River sometime. Steve, I got to get you to do a project teaser on that one too, someday. All right, let's go ahead and get our speaker on. And we're going to get Steve Bender. Let me get Steve. Let's see if I can get all you guys highlighted. Let's see, Kathleen. Kathleen, do you have, let's see. Oh, you don't have your picture on. Do you want to put your picture on, Kathleen?
Your camera? And
Your
let me
camera?
get
I mean, picture.
Steve.
I'm so sorry, your camera. So sorry. All right, I'm going to
Finding.
spotlight you. I'm going to get Steve in there. And Steve, are you? Yes, you are.
Hi. Sorry,
All
we're
right.
in the same room right now. So, Mom, that is the screen.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay. The mother-daughter are working it out.
Stop. Okay. Could you please highlight
Sure.
Kathleen?
You have another Kathleen. Oops. There she
Interesting.
is. Okay.
Hi,
Now I
sorry.
get you
My
too.
mom shut my computer because she thought it was the other one.
Okay. Take it away, Steve.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thanks everybody for coming. I'm seeing a lot of faces of people from I invited yesterday, and thank you guys so much for coming. I want to tell you first a little bit about our club. When we chartered it, we came up with a tagline: "Embracing the future while respecting the past." And one of the programs we decided to do was a family membership, which allowed a mother and a daughter, a mother and a son, etc. And our most famous dynamic duo has been Kathleen and Sophia. I could go on for 20 or 30 minutes about Sophia and Kathleen and all they've done, but I'd rather have them explain everything. Then also a little bit about what they're going to be talking about today. The 47817, which was originally started in 2012, was the the 4617. And then as we brought it on, and along the way, we've had a lot of great input from my brother, Zachary Weaver. Actually, he's on here. He took us into the new age with bringing AI into it, and the Navigator, which is now kind of our benchmark for judging things and building stuff. So it gives me great honor to introduce Kathleen and Sophia D'Angelo.
Hi, thanks so much, Steve. Appreciate it. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to meet you. Sophia and I are very excited to be here today to present to you. Sophia is going to kick off the presentation, and we're just going to swap seats here for a sec. So, ready? That's okay. There you go.
Hi, it's a little blurry, but my name is Sophia, and I'm going to start by talking about the 47817 program, actually developed by Zachary Weaver. So, okay. We all knowingly or unknowingly assess what's around us every single day, whether that's an opportunity we're given, an idea someone shares with us, or a stranger we pass in the hall. We're constantly measuring, evaluating, deciding what is worth our time, our energy, and our trust. And that assessment, it doesn't come from nowhere. It's built from an accumulation of standards shaped by every experience we've ever had, every value we were raised with, and every lesson we've learned the hard way. Those standards tell us what to trust, and trust shapes everything, where we put our energy, what we're willing to fight for, and what we're willing to let go. Now, what if we released those standards, not abandoned our values, but took down the walls guarding our most inner judgments? What if, instead of measuring the world against what we already believe, we turned our full attention toward maximizing our impact while we're here? What if the question was no longer, how would I impact this, but what is the overall impact that could be achieved, and how could it be further improved? I think we'd find ourselves miles closer to a world we'd all love to see someday. Hi, my name is Sophia. I'm a rising junior in high school, and today I'd like to introduce you to a framework that makes that shift practical, not just inspirational. Now, Herbert J. Taylor was a U.S. Rotarian who more than 60 years ago devised 4 simple questions to successfully revive his business, and has since been used by others as a moral compass to steer both companies and individuals by questioning their decisions with 4 simple questions. He called it the 4-way test, a concise path to receiving a concise answer. 11 years later, Rotary International adopted it as the ethical foundation of their entire global organization. Those 4 questions are, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Simple, but powerful enough that they've guided millions of Rotarian leaders across 9 decades who let this test guide the decisions they make and the actions they follow through on.
You're not sharing your screen. Let me just get there.
Sorry, 1 second.
There you go.
Sorry, we're sharing my screen right now. Apparently, I wasn't sharing it before.
Go ahead.
No, how to change it. That's right there. Rotary also operates across the 7 areas of focus, which has identified areas of need to channel their action and resources into. Environmental action has recently been added to this initiative. Meanwhile, the Institute for Economics and Peace identified the 8 pillars of positive peace as the structural factors that allow societies to flourish and sustain themselves. And in 2016, the United Nations introduced the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, a global blueprint for future sustainable action by 2030. 4, 7, 8, 17. These aren't just random numbers, but a multitude of standards, which together form a test designed to measure a project's impact for far-reaching change with sustainability at its core. Here's what's remarkable about these 4 frameworks. Each one was built independently by different people in different decades for different purposes, and yet they align almost perfectly, providing a clear measurement to a project's overall impact. The four-way test gives us the ethical lens. Is what we're doing true, fair, or beneficial? The 7 areas of focus gives us the action, the real, funded, organized work in areas of need. The 8 pillars of peace give us the structure and the techniques for impact that make progress last. And lastly, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals gives us the global scale and time frame to connect it all. Ethics, action, structure, globalization. You need all 4. One without the others falls short. Right now, we're standing at a point in history where the decisions made in the next decade will decide to what degree our future will be impacted by climate change. And as we continue, the science is staring us in the face and is still disregarded by many. But as we continue to repeat our habits, our ecosystems collapse faster than they can recover. Climate displacement is already happening, and young people, my generation, are inheriting systems that were not built with our future in mind. I don't say that to be dramatic. I say it because it's the reason for frameworks like the 47817 and why they're so relevant to take significant action today. Because what the world doesn't need is more awareness. We have awareness. What the world needs is organized, ethical, sustained action at scale. And that is exactly what the 47817 framework is built to accomplish. So Rotary International has 1.4 million members in more than 200 countries. That's not a network, that is infrastructure. And when that infrastructure is pointed towards environmental action, guided by the 4-way test, aligned with the 8 pillars of positive peace, mapped out by the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the scale of what becomes possible is extraordinary. Rotary clubs have been planting forests, fighting plastic pollution, and building coral reef structures to promote the revival of systems in areas that need it most. This accumulation of projects and their successes across all chapters of Rotary provides a blueprint for what civic action at scale is meant to look like when a global organization decides to move together. In a perfect world, the 47817, it's such a great model for every action, though it's pretty prolonged of a process, so our program launched something new in 2025. An AI navigator built off of this 47817 framework, with the ability to reduce hours, days, or even worse worth of time down to minutes of concise review and explanation. Think of it as a civic compass, an AI tool that helps Rotary clubs worldwide ask better questions and receive tailored answers designed to identify areas of growth. Questions like, which of the 17 SDGs does this project touch? Does it align with the 8 pillars of positive peace? Is it passing the 4-way test? Not only does it identify a project's progress, but also provides methods of realistic action to address those areas of growth. The platform is democracy in a box because that's what it is, a set of tools designed to widen access to change making and make it easier for anyone, a high school student, a Rotarian, even a small nonprofit, to understand how their local action connects to global systems and ways that they can further improve. Because AI doesn't replace human judgment at the center of this work, but it can be the translator between a good idea and a structured, scalable plan. Now, here's what the AI Navigator is designed to do. And for my generation, a generation that has practically grown up with this technology, our future already looks so much brighter. So I want to leave you with a standard you too can implement. 1. Share the framework. The 47817 AI Navigator is free and it's accessible, so send it to your club, your school, and your organization. Because the power of this framework is in how widely it gets used, so spread the word, because the impact will be exponential. 2, apply the 4-way test to your next environmental decision, whether that's a grant, a project, a partnership, or a vote. 4 questions in 30 seconds have a way of clarifying things that hours of pondering. 3, include the next generation in your decision making, because the people who will live the longest and inherit the consequences of today's decisions should have a seat at the table where those decisions are made. Because the 47817 is not just a quick fix, but it's a pathway to a future where human innovation and technology align to tackle our largest problems that were once deemed irreversible. So I started talking about trust and how the standards we carry shape where we put our energy. Paul Harris, the founder of Rotary, said, Rotarianism thrives in all places where our hearts are large enough to include the cares of others. And it really encompasses our mission as an organization to reach the hearts of everyone we help. Because when you align your standards with something larger than your personal judgment, with a framework that's been tested across decades, cultures, and scales of impact, the shift stops feeling like sacrifice and it starts feeling like finding your purpose and helping the greater good. The world we hope to one day see is right in front of us, waiting for us to take action and save it. And that action is currently coming from Rotarians in over 200 countries, by people who refuse to accept the inherited problems as permanent, and by anyone willing to ask, is this true? Is it fair? Does it build goodwill? And is it beneficial to all? Well, if the answer is yes, you're already miles closer. Thank you. Okay, so we tested this program on Rotary reefs, actually. Oh, this was part. So on the Panama project that is happening this summer was tested across the 4-way test, 7 areas of focus, 8 pillars of positive peace. And together they were able to structure it to meet all 4, 7, 8, 17 parts of the framework. So, and it really helped Rotary Reefs become a better project. If you're not familiar with Rotary Reefs, it's a reef restoration project happening pretty in a lot of places, mostly like in Central America right now. But this summer we're doing it in Panama, which I'm super excited to take part in as its co-chair. But yeah, so when they started this project, here is what it aligned with, and then using the AI Navigator, they were able to test it, and now it actually checks every single box within the 47817 framework, and that is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much, and then
okay, just leave it right there and just ask. Let's pause here for questions.
Okay, and then I'm pausing for questions. So how do you
That's okay. Don't mute.
I see any hands up? Would anybody like to ask a question? Sebastian, go ahead.
Do you want to stop
Yeah.
share
Yeah.
so we can see your face? Yeah.
Okay. So it's great to have a tool like this. What if I have several things I could do, but I don't have enough time to do all of them, of course. And will the tool also help me decide which of them best meets those criteria?
Yeah, so when you share your project with the 47817 AI Navigator, it basically tells you what first gives you like a rundown of what your project meets and what it exceeds at and what it falls short of. And then what's really cool is it also gives you an answer on how you can further improve it to fit that criteria of the 47817. So it basically helps you meet all of the parts of the 47817 network or framework together. So
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Good question, Sebastian. Bill, go ahead and ask your question. Kathleen, Sophia, I took you off a spotlight, so yeah, you're good. So go ahead, Bill. You can ask
It's
your
basically
question.
about the areas of focus. Are you seeing each of the area of focus being approached, or is there tending to be one or two areas that seem to get more attention?
for the Rotary Reefs project, at least, maybe some like probably or probably environmental action is more reached than others, but all of them together with this project are reached in some way. So
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. And Zachary, if you ever want to jump in too, I know this is kind of your baby, so if you want to jump in, please feel free. Go ahead, Raj.
Sophia, it's a very excellent presentation. I really love the youth, so you have done the very good task. Are you interactor, connected or Rotractor? The first question, are you a member of Interact Club or Rotaract Club?
Can I answer that? She's a member of Rotary. She has been a member of a Rotary since she was 13. We have a
Oh,
family membership we have a family membership program. And then I had to run this through
great.
bylaws and Rotary International. We didn't have we didn't have anything for her. So she's actually been a
Great.
full-blown Rotarian since she was is it 12 or 13, Sophia?
12.
12. So she
So,
probably was one of the
so,
youngest Rotarians in the world.
so that's why I say you are the one of the youngest Rotarian. I'm very happy to see you. Sophia, do you know that most of the SDG are connected to the activities of Rotary Club? Rotary, all focus area. An example, the SDG 6 is connected to the Happy Village, Happy School. So, is your program developed to identify the projects under the certain sustainable development goals, which can be, I mean, the once you put that, what are the activities for sustainable development goals Rotary is already doing? So, to get the project, because being a Rotary, being the wash cadre, I am working on the application of AI. So we are using that AI and we just put the and find out the what are the projects which are already existing in under Rotary. I would done something like that. Is my question clear to do, Sophia?
Steve, do you want to answer that? I don't.
Is my question clear to you?
No, can you please restate?
It's a little.
Yeah, I will. I will
It
repeat.
wasn't real
I
clear
will
to me
repeat.
either. Yeah, it
Hang
wasn't
on,
clear.
Raj. Let's
I
see if
will.
Steve. Hang on, Raj. Let Steve see if he's got it.
It
Okay.
wasn't very clear to me either.
Okay.
And I think one of the things about this program is it's evaluating. It's not promoting any area of focus or SDG. It comes out with we're opening up your eyes and making you think. And one thing that this started as a WordPress program where we originally did. I think during lockdown at my brother's house, we did a lot of this in WordPress, where you'd actually could click if you go onto our website, you can click a box and it rotates and it'll tell you about that program, but then it'll also say what our club does. Now that we're going global, we're gonna modify that. But what Zachary has done is he's brought the AI element in, and it's helped us improve our programs. So in other words, if you saw on the box for the Rotary Reef, there was about 8 boxes not lit up. But it made us think, oh my gosh, if we could just educate girls in this program, it would improve the program by just doing a little bit. And a lot of people don't realize this. Life Under Sea 14 is the least funded SDG in the world. So a lot of people might not say they might not fund a Rotary Reef, but if they knew that was the Panama project also bought 1,000 bamboo toothbrushes and gave fluoride treatments to 1,000 Nobi indigenous India children, they'd be more likely to fund it. So it's like I say, we had the program, and then Zach, he just made it so much better, and it really helps us improve our programs. Did that answer the question? I hope.
Yeah, no, I just want a little bit add. You are perfectly correct because I am working on the same line on the application of AI as a wash cadre in the wash program. So what I suggest that we have a n number of projects under Rotary Foundation. So if she connect that projects and if she put that what are the projects available or what are the activities available, and AI can improve it. That will be better idea. Same thing we am doing it, so that will be better idea because certain goals are already connected to the certain focus area. As say SDG 6 is connected to supporting the environment avenue, connected to happy village, connected to happy school. So if you connect it, and there are the projects available, if you go to Rotary Foundation, all projects are available. So that will be very helpful for the her and for the Rotarians. They will immediately identify, for example, pollinator project. They will immediately identify, and I can suggest what better can we do in certain local area. That's my small humble suggestion.
Mm-hmm. One of the things we're working on, and we have a website called the 47817. We also did a program this year called 100 Projects in 100 Countries. And I see Alex there from Vermont. His project was teaching students about Rotary Reefs in the Bahamas, and that was one of our top winners. Was to go back to the website though. I think what we'll try to do is people that enter their project and we have a response on it, we could then put that in a database on the website where people can choose, hey, I'm looking for a river project in Guatemala. Oh wow, here's a perfect one to choose. And so it's an ever evolving program. Again, we started it when there was only 6 areas of focus in 2012, but now we just keep getting better and more. Now that we've got, like I say, people like Zach and with more expertise in AI, we'll just keep improving. And it'll be, version 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, and we just keep getting better. And also by listening to everybody here, how we can improve it.
Thank you,
Okay,
Steve.
I will like to little contribution from me. Whenever you call me, I will put my inputs to it.
I have
That's
a
great.
question.
Thank you.
Karen, we should let
Hang
Najoti
on just a
go.
minute, Alex. Hang on just a minute. Let me let Allison go. Yeah, let me
Should
let
we let
Allison.
Najoti go?
Oh, Najoti. I should let Najoti go. I'm so sorry.
Sorry,
Najoti,
Allison,
go
we're
ahead. Let's
let
get you up
Najoti
there
go.
first. Sorry, Allison. Just hang on just 1 minute. And Chris, hang on. Let's let Najoti. Go ahead, Najoti. Let me get you spotlit and spotlight everybody else, the other guys. Let's see.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. And thank you, Sophia and Kathleen. I think this is a very great combination of mother and daughter doing a great thing. And this is today's need. And you are really correlating the Rotary with the AI. And we are very much excited to work with you. Thank you for your great presentation. I think you will like this. I designed this certificate for you on behalf of our Earth Talks weekly program hosted by our Rotary Earth Network Club. And we are very much, today we learned something totally new. And this is in recognition of your generous contribution as a guest speaker at Earth Talks, a weekly global dialogue hosted by Rotary Earth Network Club. So we are sincerely appreciating your contribution. And you are so beautiful, so talented, and you are really doing great thing at this age. So we are need to learn lot of things from you. And in future, we really want you to be connect with us. Keep joining our meeting, same time, same day. We will share the link with you. And we are going to send this certificate via email. It will take some time because Laurie and Karen and Claudia, Christopher, everyone is doing back the door many things. So we will just recollect everything and share it in a single email. Thank you. Our next speaker is actually he's settled in USA, but he's from India, and he's Dr. Rawal, who is working in environment and a professor. So the next meeting title is Seeds, that is System, Ecologies, Ethics, Designs, Selves for Safer Common Future. So this is another excellent session, same as today, and we will definitely going to learn a lot of things on his own research. Thank you, everyone. And this is our Skybridge project. So this link I will share into our chat. So please upload your projects into this. And this is the total project lead with Laurie and Christopher, who is here in the meeting. So this is a Chris project. And this is another, I think this is already we have shared. This is another festival that somebody asked and we are just sharing it. Thank you. I'm stopping my screen.
Okay, thank you so much, Najoti. Najoti is with us today and she is not feeling well. So we really, really, really appreciate it, Najoti, that you come on.
Thank you.
And Kathleen and Sophia, yes, we really appreciate
My
you.
pleasure.
All right. All right, let's get Allison on. Allison, do you have a question? We have lots of time for some questions. It's
Yeah,
only 11, yep, 37. So go
yeah.
ahead.
And do you want to share
Oh,
screen?
yes. Oh, here, there we go. There we
There they
There you go.
are.
go.
Oh,
So
wait,
I was,
I have to stop. Allison, I have to introduce your mom, Jana. Jana
oh
is
yeah.
on our operations team, and she and Allison loans Jana and Owen to us. Owen is our club and foundation's IT chair and on the board. And, you know, again, we older generation need to follow the younger generation because you guys are leading us into positive change to save the planet for you. So thank you.
We're expanding here. Like Owen and I mean, Owen's the IT director, my son, and I just support him because I'm an IT professional myself, and he's still in college. And now we have Allison, who's interested in the environment. So she's just decided to come to some of the club meetings. So it's becoming more and more of the family.
Look at
So,
that.
Fantastic.
yeah,
This is
so
fantastic.
Allison
Welcome.
had a question for the speaker.
Yes. So how do you weigh the pros and cons of using AI to help with the environment in this way, but also how things like cooling systems and stuff like that, that you have to use when you're using AI, how that can impact the environment negatively? How do you weigh that in the pros and cons of deciding to use AI for this?
I'll address that. Thank you so much for the question. Um, and Lori and I had a conversation on this topic, right? And I explained I'm more of an expert in how to use AI. I recently launched a consulting practice called AI Value Advisory. But I too am a sustainable impact champion. And so this is a balance that we have to keep in mind. And the best response that I can share with you on this topic is practicing the responsible use of AI, right? So just know that every time you use AI, you type into chat or Gemini, Google even these days, or Claude or any of them, it's actually running cycles in the background, using tokens, using energy, which takes water to cool, etc. There's an impact on the environment. I'm not an expert in the solutions to solve, the effects and impacts of AI use. However, I think that responsible use of AI and knowing that there is an impact, both positive and negative, of AI use. We need to use it for the positive, but very responsibly. And by responsible use, I mean, um, don't just switch to using AI to ask every question under the sun, right? Don't be lazy with it. Find information, do research, use internet searches and databases to, find the information that you're looking for, do the processes that you need to do, save AI usage for when it is the right tool for the job.
Thank you. Allison, does that help?
Yes, that's it. That's exactly what I wanted to know. Thank you very much.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, Chris, go ahead with your question.
Oh, I don't have so much of a question as
Oh.
just a vote of confidence. I'm co-chair of what formerly was the SREG Plant Rich Diet Task Force, and we've reconfigured as the Plate and Planet Project under the Earth Network Rotary Club, for which we are very grateful. And we have used this tool to improve our work. And I just want to say it's amazing. Not only did it help us realize that our work supported all of these aspects, which we didn't really know, but it also gave us suggestions for how to improve our work, which was even more valuable. So I just can't say enough about this amazing tool. And I'm so grateful to Zach and the others who've developed it, because it's easy and it will just expand horizons that you didn't even know were there.
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Chris. Go ahead. I don't know if Kathleen, if you got, or not, yeah, Kathleen or Zachary have comments, if they've heard comments like this from other people who have used it.
Yes, absolutely. And that's really the point of it all, right? Steve and Don Bender developed the 47817 program itself, like you said, using WordPress, etc. And then Zachary Weaver actually took it to the next level, right? With creating this 47817 navigator that really just took a ton of effort down to minimal effort whatsoever, just an upload that then not only evaluates the project, but also provides suggestions on how to restructure the project. You know, that's one of the things I love about AI and that I use AI often for and promote the use of is use AI after you've done the work, use it as your thought partner, right? Then, like, do the work yourself, keep the human involved, right? But then use it as your thought partner and ask it, you know, what haven't I thought of, right, in my project? What are my blind spots? How can I take this to the next level? Those are the sort of questions and areas that AI can really be helpful. So I'm really glad you spoke up, Grace, and that you enjoy it. And kudos to Zach and Steve and Dawn.
Could I add one more thing too? You know, Rotarians are people of action, and there are so many actions that are possible to take that this program really helps show that when you do this action, it satisfies all of these other areas. You know, this is really a valuable thing for Rotarians to do. So when people say, well, why should I pick doing this instead of that? Here you go. Here are all the reasons that this is a super impactful action to take. So it's a wonderful marketing tool, not in the sense of being manipulative, but just, you know, bang for your buck kind of thing. So yeah.
That's a great point. Absolutely.
It definitely does. Like, not a rating tool, but like it does make it easier to see, like, compare it to other projects and see which one can I do with, like, with the same effort, what can I get more impact out of across many projects. So.
Yeah, very, very well said. Great question. Great questions. Great answers. Go ahead, Lori.
I just have to also commend Zachary, what you've done, and Kathleen and Sophia, and this 47817 has been so good for our programs. I think Chris is still online. Chris Stein is still online and can talk about just seeing what are the positive things that we're doing that we need to build on, as well as the other things. Because I know, but Chris, you can talk to that. My question is, for things that aren't like a Rotary project where you're going in, or a Rotary action initiative, anything like that, that you're plugging directly into this, which is just wonderful. And I'd like to see it go up to Rotary International so that they used it too. But for other AI questions, do you have like a set of questions so you can do the research ahead of time without using AI and then put it in to your AI tool? Like, for instance, I use Claude, and one of the tutorials I took, it said, here are the like 5 things you need to answer and the way you need to put your question into Claude so that you like minimize the energy and maximize what you're going to get out. Do you have any tools like that that will help us set up our questions to think about them clearly before we pose them to whatever tool we happen to be using?
That is a great question, Lori. And I put that under the category of prompt hygiene, right? So rather than asking short little questions, right? Because it takes a minimum amount of cycles for every response, right? So you want to value pack your prompts to get the biggest bang out of the energy cycles that you are using with AI. There are a lot of different methods. I'm sure that you could share what you're using with the group. And I also have some prompt hygiene that I'm happy to share as well. I can follow up via email with you and Karen, and you can distribute it out.
Well, what I love is when we put together our blog about this, at the bottom of the blog, we do links for people to follow up on. So,
Oh,
yes, if
that's
you could, when I send you the blog to approve, please give me the links. Like we'll put a link to the 47817, but also prompt hygiene, any other links that can also go to your business as well.
Oh,
So we can get those out.
love that idea. Thank you so much. I will put them on my website and then I'll send you a link to it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Hey, what a great idea.
Yeah, we try to promote as many resources as we can. There is, I understand that this topic can be controversial. And I know I've been reading some of the chat, and I know, Judith, you have a comment about because of the water and the energy use is, you don't use AI. And I know you do notice, although you did use AI in telling us about that thing, or somebody said that. I don't know, Judith,
Someone
did you
sent
take it
it
on?
to me. I was gifted that in an
Yes.
email from a friend.
Yes, it looked very AI, I thought too. But anyway, so you do say the genie is out of the bottle, and I agree with that. I see all kinds of signs about no data centers, and I know that a lot of people are petitioning. I had good friends down in Frederick petitioning. No, we don't want these things in our. But the genie is out of the bottle in a sense, I feel like, and we need to learn to live with AI. Zachary, are you going to address? Do you want to address this?
Yeah, I wanted to share a little bit on that. I think
Okay,
Kathleen
good.
has given some excellent advice on how to use AI more sustainably. But then I appreciate Judith's points in the chat. And my brother refuses to use AI for those reasons and others. And so it's a real, sticking point for me with this project. Something that I come back to when thinking about it is um, upstream of a lot of environmental problems and AI issues is civic dysfunction. And so a lot of times I'm pointing myself in that direction, and my feeling when it comes to using AI towards sustainability is that there just aren't enough people using that. We have tons of people using AI. They're using it for all kinds of reasons. The very small percentage of us that are using it towards sustainability, I think that's getting us closer to our goals. I hope it is. I could be wrong, but that's where my heart is in using AI to try to get us to a more sustainable world. But before we encounter the worst of the problems.
Thank you. That was very well said. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Zach, I would just add to that, AI is a capacity creator, right? It creates capacity. When it takes things off of our plate, the low value work that needs to be done off of our plate, and it shortens the timeline of projects and how we get to the next stage. That is progress, and that will help accelerate the good that you're all doing, that everyone is trying to do here, right? And we mustn't lose sight of that. Yes, there are two sides to every coin, right? So rather than focusing on the negative, we need to use it for the maximum positive that we can use it for.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Well said. Raj, did you have another question? And then Bertel, I think
It's
Kathleen, we're gonna
it's
get
the
to you.
experience share. AI is a very good tool, and it assists you. Don't consider that it is a decision maker. I generally write around the 4 technical papers in a year. So earlier it used to take me around not less than 15 to 20 days to write a one technical paper. Just I finish off my one technical paper within 3 days, 2 to 3 days. I got all the information from AI. I checked it and put in my own language with my own experience. Otherwise, and nowadays the tools are available to check whether your paper is made by AI, is a made by you. That because I being an editor of one of the magazine, I got that tool. I can check it that paper is of AI or written by you. So if you take this all this thing, it saves your time. Most important, it saves your time, and you have easy access to the information. And that's very beneficial. As I said, it assists you. It is not a decision maker. You are the decision maker. AI tool is not a decision maker. If you take this care, the AI is the perfect.
Thank you. Some good, more thoughts. Great. Thank you so much. It's great, Raj. Bertel, did you have a comment or question?
Yeah, I wish that Kathleen and her mother uh, were right, because for the last 2 years I've been trying to fit AI into all kinds of data sets and other things related to environmental fields, and I'm pretty on top of the information coming out of those fields, and I don't see that much coming out of those fields. AI in combination with very strong data going into it, and that is most of the times the thing. If you have LiDAR satellite and you have all the data from that satellite pumping it into an AI, of course your output is great. But most of the output within the environmental field is still human. And if it's not human, then it's sometimes so scientific and so spread out. And most of the times, even after a paid wall, so the AI cannot even reach it to get that information, because there are huge companies that protect that environmental information guarded by universities. So I wish, and still also I try to use it with global grants, and even there it comes up, you still need to check so much of it. So um, at the moment I mostly use it within the environmental field. I'm related to 3 environmental organizations. I use it more when I'm stuck after a day of work and I'm thinking for like, okay, get me going, give me a new insight, a new way of thinking, and then it works. But um, yeah, and maybe it's also that the whole world, 99% of the world is trying to make a new selfie thing, and only 0.0 point something percent is trying to use it for good, for creating peace or doing environmental work. So I wish you would become more right.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, I would
And,
also point out at the
but at least you can use it as a good discussion tool, because
yeah.
for clubs that have absolutely nothing with the environmental goals and with all the other things, it really brings up a lot of information that they don't have to think about, and that they think for like, huh, okay.
Yes, yes, it's definitely like a quick start, right?
Yeah.
I would definitely say that. I would also just add that just wait, because the
Yeah.
speed at which AI is accelerating is phenomenal, like nothing we've ever seen before. Um, AI can do today what it couldn't do 2 weeks ago, right? So another area you focused on was the closed information, right? The information that AI does not have access to, right? It's proprietary information. What we're also seeing and will see in the near future is or are specialized large language models for certain areas, right? For medical, for science, for maybe for environmental, etc., maybe for tree environmental, right? So there'll be a lot more specialization of information, and that will then there will be some way to access that. It just hasn't all harnessed.
I get your drift. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that will happen from the environmental field because the two big players are, of course, America and China, and they both have their own views on the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm live in the global south, and we have absolutely no problem with hiring somebody for let's say $20 for a day and do all the legwork and know absolutely for sure that all the information is being totally correct. If we use community assessment for a global grant, and then we get it together, we get it written out, we get it with video, etc. And of course, probably they use the AI to talk it into the AI, and the AI transcribes it. I think it's a tool, but it's the same as I'm 52. When the internet came up, everybody was like, I have a website, I'm a millionaire, and that was 1999, and it still doesn't happen. So it has its advantages, and let's pray that it will have more advantages for our field, because we could use it. Of course, I totally agree with you, but yeah. If you hear from something that works splendidly for the environment and AI, then um, I'm happy to hear it. But at the moment, I hear a lot more about robotics within our field, and the use of simple sensors and simple other tools that are creating really positive effects within environmental protection of forest or seas or so.
Right.
I think that maybe awareness would be a really important part of just using AI in general, because I mean I feel like everyone is guilty of generating a photo on AI without even realizing. So I go to public school, and I would confidently say that 85% of kids there do not know the consequences that happen with AI. I know the first like 2 months I used it, I was like, this is just in the cloud, like I don't know where it's going. But then I really started realizing that this has environmental effects. But I realized that many people don't even like fathom that, like they don't even know about it. So if there was a way to maybe like educate it or like spread awareness on that, I feel like that would definitely be super important step rather than cutting out AI entirely. Because again, everything has pros and cons in everything in the world. Like, so I definitely feel like something as good as like AI that can be used for good things maybe just needs to be limited on the negative effects side, which is to
Same as sugar. It should have a label from it can make you fat, but it can also be very yummy on a cake or on a dessert. So use with caution.
Good deal. Mark Hoppin, I know you had your hand up for a while.
Well,
Do you want to?
Kathleen, thank you for your comments. I always think of AI as a context and capacity extender.
Yes.
And also, Zach, is there an app for 47817?
Well, there is the AI Navigator, but there's not, no, there's not an app that you can download individually on your phone.
Okay, that's one. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Great idea,
Thank
though.
you so much, you guys, everybody. Thank you. This has been a fantastic discussion. Kathleen, Sophia, thank you so much. So much. Zachary, Steve, everybody. We really appreciate all of this information. We do need to close out the meeting, stop the meeting, but we do go on. We do keep this open. So if people want to chat about other things, we welcome to stay on. If you have to leave, hopefully we'll see you next week for Charver of Owls. discussion on systems, ecologies, ethics, designs, selves for safer common futures. So going to be a neat talk next week too. So anybody have anything else for the good of the club? All right.
Alex has his
Alex
hand
is
up.
raising his
Oh,
hand.
Alex
Yeah.
has his hand up.
Yeah, I had a quick question.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, first of all, amazing presentation. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, Alex, I'm so sorry.
Do I have your permission to show it to our club? Because I think it will inspire them greatly. Definitely going to use your platform for our projects. And I've been working with Steve for the last few weeks because we have a kind of a unique thing here. One of our high school teachers, who is a former Coast Guard and a marine biologist, she decided a few years ago she was going to raise funds and have her seniors certify in scuba, and she would take them to the Bahama, and they work in coral reef nurseries and they restore reefs, which is kind of like right along the what your guys are doing with the Rotary Reef. And Steve has been very helpful in connecting them, and I am hoping to get this program going, more globally and more sustaining, because these kids, raise funds every year. They do bake sales and all that. But I think for like maybe Rotary Reef, they're probably a lot less expensive to use than professional divers, and they're all certified and they love doing this, and it's an ongoing thing. So every year a new batch of juniors get certified, and as seniors they go and do this work with the Perry Institute. And we're actually next week have a meeting with another dive outfit on the island of Vieques, because there are some free divers there that do reef restoration, and we're hoping to get the kids over there, as well. So I'm really looking forward to all of this.
Yeah.
It's very exciting, and I wanted to thank you all, and I know we'll be connected as well. Thank you. Your presentation was amazing.
Yeah. Alex, I wanted to add to that. So their program was one of the top 10 winners in our 100 projects in 100 countries. And they've started an Interact Club, they're applying for an Interact Club.
We got approved. We got everything now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So instead of my club is going to support their Interact Club. And Sophia, and I'm so glad you got a chance to meet Sophia. She had approached me about teaching students about how public speaking, and we have a program we're going to launch called Students Teaching Students. And
Excellent.
Sophia is going to spearhead that, and she's going to meet with your 17 students to actually rotarize their presentations so they can give them to other Rotary clubs. And so
They need that.
Students teaching students. So now you've met the star, Sophia. Okay, Alex. So now you can put a name to a face.
All right. Thank you.
This is what we were talking about the other day.
Yeah, I actually have to go to my Rotary meeting now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Could I ask you one quick question?
Great meeting you all, and I'll see you on the next round. That presentation sounds really tempting.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
You bet. Lori, did you have a question?
I did. I'm so glad that Steve, you brought up the 100 projects by 100 countries. And I know Natalia's joined us, and it's so nice to see you. Hi, Natalia. I'm so glad you're here, or to at least see your name. Can we get a list or how do we go about getting the list of the 100 projects in 100 countries so that we can include them in the project teasers?
So glad you asked. You will start probably at the beginning of next week. We will release one every single day, and we will focus on each one that day. We'll also include the 47817 scorecard in that post, and it'll be a social media post every day. And that way we're promoting the 478, we're promoting the 100 and 100, but it's also just one day focus at a time. And that way it's not a whole big database where everybody just jumping in on it. We're focusing on one a day, and there's more than 100 because, so for instance, Alex, he's with a Rotary Club in Vermont. They won the top 10 in the world, but it was also they won in Vermont. And so we have 50 states. We're doing it with gosh, 12. I mean, we have like 9 different projects in India. We have 12 different projects in Mexico. We have projects all through Canada. So we're going to release one per day, and it will probably take us on till next year. And then CNN contacted me on Sunday, and they are loving it, and they want to take some of those to focus on their programs in October. So this has become a very big global national program.
So we wouldn't be in competition if we amplified those once a week.
No, we're partnerships for the goals. We basically we help each other. And like I say, a lot of the people here today that didn't know anything about Earth Talks came because they wanted to see Sophia and learn more about 478. Then hopefully those people will sign up to be friends of Earth Talk. So it's all as partnerships for the goals. I spoke at RICON, and I said, we have 1.4 million Rotarians and 8.3 million people. If you do the math, that's 0.0145%. We need to work with non-Rotarians to get the word out and to save our species.
Yeah,
the planet's going to be fine. I'm worried about us.
Yeah, me too. Me too, Steve. Agreed. That's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to those. That's excellent.
And I'm so glad. I did want to introduce you to Natalia. She is my chief of staff and just basically makes everything really happen. So, and she lives in Mazatlan, and she's proposing that we do a Rotary Reef program in Mazatlan next. We met with the Prime Minister of Tonga in April. He wants us to do a program. Barry Razin is a dear friend, and he wants us to do in the Bahamas. So we're basically taking a good project and making it better. But make no mistake, every area is different. So every area requires a different, we're supporting the Nobi indigenous community. Every area requires a different community assessment. And then you can use the 47817 tool to help you create that project. Okay.
Fantastic.
Natalia, is that Mazatlan, Mexico?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Bill?
where the best seafood
Of Mexico.
of the world.
Best is in the Philippines.
Bill, did you have a question?
Yes, back to Steve. When he said each day he will release one of those, I'm sorry to say, what media? How do we connect that? How do we
that'll be on our the Rotary Global Service Club. They're actually setting this up, all the social media. Natalia is working with. We actually have a crew where we're really finding a great model for working with youth. We have a person on our committee that's 16, 20, and 26, and all female, and they're putting together the whole social media package, working with our other committees. But we know what we can do is we can send that to you, Karen, on how for the follow up on how people can sign up to get those. Okay.
Okay, that would be
it's
great.
Still a work in progress. They're pedaling as fast as they can and doing an amazing job.
Yeah, good deal. Claudia, did you have a question or comment?
Yes, just a quick comment because I'm a frequent guest to Leadership for Conservation Africa and Share Screen Africa, and they do similar things. Students talk about their research to other students, and they have programs every week, and perhaps we should get you in contact.
That would be great.
So,
yeah.
I was just thinking about our lunch out of landfills too. We're trying to get them students working with students with the lunch out of landfills program. Joe Richardson works with students, and he is he does a great job.
Yeah.
Well, and Claudia, we really want to showcase projects that are happening on the African continent and the South American continent. So however we can do that with these project teasers and get those kids' projects out there, that would be lovely. Claudia is on our partnership alliance team, and she is a member of our club leading this to help make these partnerships like between Kathleen and Steve and Zach and all of the networking that she has throughout the world to make us stronger.
And I did want to say something. We have a very strict youth protection policy. So we ask that no one reaches out to our youth, but we will, the contact us page, which gets to them. We'll talk about that later, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rotary, you got to be
How
really
woke
careful. Under 18.
for an American organization. Yeah.
Anybody else have anything that they want to mention or talk about anything?
Yeah. There was some scuffle in Iceland. You have a rich guy in Iceland who every year tries to go whale hunting again. And me and the whole team of Paul Watson fans and Paul Watson supporters worldwide dove onto that and started posting a lot on social media and replying a lot on all these beautiful posts that are presented by Icelandic tourism board. And within a couple of days, they're already talking about it in Parliament to call it quits again for this time. And also some things with labor laws and but. And now the next one is Japan, and after that Norway. But still, these countries, and they're supposed to be so evolved. Iceland always boasting for like, oh, we only 250,000 people, but we have 6 people that won the Nobel Prize. Yeah, doesn't make you a country that is done. If you
Paul
still
Watson,
at that level.
Paul Watson's a good friend of mine. Actually, I was going to interview him in prison on Christmas Day last year, but he was released on December 8th. And I met with the president of Iceland in June, and we're talking about that. We're also working, there's a group out of Iceland called 100% Fish, which is a really good, it's where you value 100% of the fish, and it goes totally against with all the whaling. And so we're real big supporters, and I quote Paul all the time, when the oceans die, we die. And so it's so important to protect that. So
yeah.
But I'll tell you, I've gotten letters written to Rotary International complaining about me for my support of Paul Watson and the Faroe Islands, because I was told to mind my own business and stop getting into it. So that way I doubled my effort after I was told not to.
Yeah,
so
come on, fun. He's the OG, and we can all learn also a bit from him in how he does the fundraising and how he keeps his donors close to his heart, because a lot of the information is not for like give me money, but just updates for like here there's another hard video to watch, but it's well made and please look at it. And maybe then a couple of days later you get an email from we're running out of gasoline, can you please donate? And recently last week I got an email from like we want to put 100 flags on our boat so that the Icelandic people can see those flags. For $100 you can put your message on one flag. And think for like that's fundraising 101. But gotta love the guy, and my kids are also totally in love with him. So yeah.
Steve, just a word. Jingle was a big supporter of him as well, and she didn't mind if somebody said anything else. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Many of my Christmas gifts last year were from his silent auction. I bought a lot of things from his silent auction and gave them away. I have all his shirts and a Jack Johnson signed print and things like that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Steve, you never fail to amaze me.
Yeah.
So I wrote to them. Claudia had given us the idea of
with that, Karen puts herself on the list for also a nice Paul Watson
oh
t-shirt.
my gosh.
I'll send Paul an email today.
Claudia is our connector. Yes, thank you. I just sent it to info.
I have a cell phone.
Yeah. Oh my
I have a cell
gosh.
phone.
Yeah, if you could get them for us, we were looking for during our fundraising time, because Claudia had mentioned it to us. They'd be a great one to get on. Um, thank you.
Okay.
I should just call you for everything. I just
You know, I'm cutting. I can't hear you anymore.
Yeah. What's the time,
all right,
Steve?
the Kathleen and Sophia, if you guys want to leave, I'm sorry. We do chat for a while at the end, and I didn't mean to put you guys on the spot but
No,
you're welcome to stay with us. We have great discussions, though, you can see.
yeah, no, it's been fun. And just please, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.
I really
Yeah.
appreciate the opportunity.
I just wanted to add, so me, Natalia, and then Sloan have been working on, we made a LinkedIn account and an Instagram account. So if anyone wants to follow either of those, the Panama Project Instagram is everything lowercase, the dot Panama dot project. And then our LinkedIn is just the Panama Project. So if you want to like follow, that would be amazing. So thank you so
Okay.
much for the
Well,
opportunity.
and add that when I give you the blog stuff,
Yeah.
we'll add that at the bottom of the blog. So all of these wonderful links, this is really good for us to get out to
Yeah.
everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you for your
Yeah, thank you. Don, go ahead.
Thank you. I just wanted to make a quick comment. A lot of times we've talked a lot about unintended consequences of when we're trying to do good work. And one of the most wonderful unintended consequences of this 47817 is this thing has grown so much from what we originally intended was a very narrow focus. And then Steve and I and a couple other of our Rotarian friends were working on this to help get a message out to non-Rotarians to get involved with a different project. But it's just grown and grown. And then when Zachary got involved, it grew and went in another direction. And then when we got Kathleen and Sophia involved, it grew more and went in another direction. And I just wanted to say that this discussion today, I filled 2 pages worth of notes that's going to send me back, and I'm going to contact other people to see how we can grow this more. And I think all of the positive that's come out of this, we always talk, when I usually think of unintended consequences as negative, and this has really helped me think of unintended consequences as very positive, and I'm going to be more intentional when I talk to people about this.
And I'm going to add one thing, Don. That you see the backgrounds 47817 that some of us have.
Yeah.
We'll make that available to anybody to use. It's a great conversation starter when you're in an environmental meeting. It gets people talking about it, and I love it when I'm in these huge meetings and I look. I'm going, there's 13 banners, from around the world. Our banners everywhere, so it's really growing. And I think we
Good.
can make sure you have that. You can download, Lori, and make it easy for everybody. Okay.
Yeah. Excellent. Michael, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Just wanted to promote a really excellent podcast called Volts, VOLTS, by David Roberts. It is incredible. He deals with all topics on electricity, virtual power plants, data centers, what states are doing individually, what New York City is doing. It's a really great podcast. And I just wanted to know whether Liz and Laura deal with batteries. Does anybody know about that? Advice on virtual power plants with rooftop solar. Does that ring a bell with anybody?
Liz Henke and Laura
Yeah.
Iyer, whether they work with
So do they
rooftop
promote the
batteries?
coupling of batteries with rooftop solar? I think that would be a really interesting conversation
I
for
think yeah.
individual virtual power plants at the home level.
I think they do. I'm not
Okay.
sure, Michael. Do
I'll
you want me
find.
to connect you with them?
I think I have Liz's email.
Okay.
I'll give her.
Okay. Yeah, they're
But
really
it's
good about
really
getting back.
important, as we struggle with grid expansion, distribution lines, all those kinds of things. Personal choices in our home really make a big difference to the grid
Yeah.
and to the power. to the power supply in the country.
Yeah, I agree. Distributive energy, yeah. And yeah.
DER, they call it.
And I'm just going to jump in there, and that's really growing. And I don't know if you guys are aware that our club is partnering with several other clubs to train solar entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs to install solar throughout the southern countries. We're starting off first in Malawi to get them certified and be able to train and install solar there. So that's one of the things as we go into September and October when we do our fundraising to keep our program going. That's one of the grants that we'll be working on.
Yeah. Yep.
Malawi in Africa?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I must say, I don't know what you're paying over there, but over here it's so dirt cheap to have a setup of like 10 kilowatts, including inverter and battery. It's under 5,000 US dollars.
Wow.
And the prognosis is that because the most expensive component is the battery itself and not the rest of the stuff. And China is now building a battery that is made out of salt now, which is going to drive the price down so hard and so fast.
Wow,
So,
that's great.
yeah, life is good in
Yeah.
Asia.
Yeah, those salt batteries are
To the
looking for
Philippines.
large-scale utilities, but also eventually to wind up in electric vehicles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Holy
Yeah,
mackerel.
but
There's
I
so
think
much I don't
that
know.
will be the last because the company that is making them is BYD, which is a big car company, but they were a big battery company before that. And it's way easier to put a whole bunch of batteries outside in a container, which already is how a lot of islands and small faraway parts of the Philippines are doing their grid situation. And I think probably also in India, which is also a country that is huge on solar. It's
Pakistan too, they use solar for irrigation. They've cut way
oh wow.
back on diesel. CATL is also doing sodium batteries.
So yeah.
Wow. Very cool. Well,
Yeah,
it's about
it's
12:24.
amazing. Yeah.
We probably have other meetings to get to. But I so love seeing you guys. This has been fantastic. So thank you.
I don't know about the rest of you, but this is the highlight of my week.
I know,
Just
I do. I
love
love
you
meeting
know?
you guys. Such an incredible group.
And we keep each other going, doing good work.
Yeah, we do. We do.
This is the foundation.
Yeah. Yep.
You see,
All
this
right,
is the
guys.
reason I'm not missing the meeting.
I know. No, Jody, I was so worried about you being sick though. So anyway, be well. We need you healthy too. Be well, everyone.
Goodbye.
Be well.
All right,
Bye-bye.
be well. Love you guys. Bye-bye.